Hello and welcome to Creative Chaos. My name is Christy, and I am co-creator, publisher, and attention whore of Flip City Magazine. Every week, I bring on and interview fascinating people creating fantastic things outside the mainstream. The individuals I choose to bring on are the real culture warriors, the people that are actually building up the parallel society and economies instead of just resting on their laurels, watching and complaining that our mainstream culture sucks. Now, I'm well aware that negativity and drama is what gets all the clicks and all the shares, but that's just distraction and noise. And usually pretty boring. So, Creative Chaos is a show about positively celebrating fierce individualism and independence through creative works. It's fun and it feels good, man. So, if you think this sounds great, I hope you'll like, share, and subscribe, and then help share some good vibes. So, we're going to go ahead and start the show with some housekeeping.
Housekeeping. Housekeeping.
Come back later, please.
Housekeeping.
Not now.
Housekeeping.
Go away.
I come in anyway?
No, go away.
I come in anyway.
All right, so if you were here at the very beginning of the stream, you'll see every week that I feature a new house band. That is part of my mission to help spread the word that indies exist, and we're doing all kinds of really cool stuff out there. And this week it was LUNATICS FRINGE, and I've got something really cool here. LUNATICS FRINGE sent me this awesome shirt. Along with a CD, physical media, stickers, a patch, which I actually should have put on my jacket, but I did not, and other cool stuff. They even have published their own comics, so that was pretty cool. I haven't read it yet. I'll admit I have not read it yet, but I will. So thank you so much to LUNATICS FRINGE. If you want to find them and more of their music, the link is in the description of Creative Chaos. So check it out down below. So on to our sponsor. Guess who's sponsoring this week? It's Flip City Magazine, of course. So let's see. I wrote up a silly little piece of ad copy here. So if you're watching this show, it's very likely that you know that the emperor has no clothes. He's naked, for Pete's sake. And it's time for us to laugh at his disgusting pimply butt laid bare. Instead, plenty of people are kind of angry that we can see the schlong wagging in our faces, or even scared of the spell his hairy legs have cast on the sleeping masses. But since 2020, Flip City Magazine, and check this out, this is our catalog. Look how big it is. We have published 19 magazines, and on to our 20th. Since 2020, we've been helping people shake off the shock and awe of seeing our overload. Well, I guess we do get overloaded, overlord without a stitch, by leaving readers in stitches. So if you are ready to dissent from the madness, leave the emperor exposed, point and laugh, and have a great time doing it, pick up some past issues of Flip City Mag. I mean, look how many we have for sale. Or even go over and subscribe. And you can do that by going to flipcitymag.com and browsing our catalog, hitting that subscribe button. A subscription is only $45, which is really good for an independent publication. And if you buy any past editions, we send you a free tinfoil hat to put on for some added protection before reading. All right, so that does it. Thank you, Flip City Magazine, very much for sponsoring Creative Chaos. And let's go ahead and bring in my sidekick, Batman.
Hey guys,
hey, Batman.
how you doing?
Good.
What's going on, sweetie?
I hear you're
Hey,
at a party.
Cosmic. Yes, I am. We are celebrating my cousin's oldest son's wedding tonight in Crown Heights, where all that controversy was about the tunnels underneath the synagogue. and we're here at 770 for a wedding. And it's been a glorious affair. So I'm at 14% battery. I'm at 11% battery. I may brown out before you guys get to do the full opening. So I want to just say hello to Lee Simpson. I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to join you tonight, sir, but I will watch it in restream and catch up with your interview. I do know that you are one of the first people to draw for them. I love that fact, and I'm glad you're here tonight to tell us your story. I'm going to say goodnight, guys, because I'm now at 9%. All
Okay,
right. Much love, everybody.
don't say real good night though, because I do have a hot take and I want to hear what you have to say. And if you drop out in the middle, big deal. That's what
Okay.
happens. All right,
Go ahead.
cool. So, Okay, so there has been a thought spurred by Andrew Breitbart's quote of politics is downstream of culture. And that really is kind of a driving force of why Flip City is doing what we're doing, is to create a culture in which we can be irreverent and punch up and kind of across at the controllers, minions. And so kind of my hot take on this is like our culture, therefore politics, is ruled by the insane woke leftist ideology, because conservatives don't really support the creation of culture. And then extrapolating further from there, conservatives actually lack the ability to identify what's cool or aesthetically pleasing. And I'm going to give you an example. So Tom McDonald has Ben Shapiro, who I believe is kind of a piece of cardboard, rap with him. And so many conservatives are like, yeah, culture, let's go. But it's kind of dorky, and I just kind of want to hear your opinion on this.
Also, real quick, I just want to chime in that Roseanne Barr just had an interview with Tom McDonald. I just started watching it today, and they mentioned that. It's freaking hysterical. It's amazing. Yeah. They talk about it, and I love Roseanne, and you got to catch some of her stuff. But she interviewed him, and it was pretty wild. So,
it's really funny that you bring that up, because I am going to try to get Roseanne Barr to interview for Flip City, and I have a feeling I'm going to be successful. I don't know. It's just that feeling.
She's very good to us. She's very good to us. She's friends with a lot of, she's friends with Brendan Dilley. She's friends with, quite frankly, she's friends with Red Pill 78. She's been on all these guys' shows.
Okay, I wasn't.
You say you're part of Pilled Foxhole? You tell you're part of Pilled Foxhole with, quite frankly, and Red Pill 78? I guarantee you she would have no problem saying yes.
Okay, that's cool, because it would be really nice. One of our top illustrators, like as far as top, I mean like most name recognition and like credits and all that. We want him. His name's Gary Locke. And if you look over to this side when we go full screen, and Jahava says that Roseanne is fire. So thank you, Jahava. I do agree. Java, I'm sorry. Over to this side behind me every week, I have a piece of Gary Locke's work, and we would love for him to do the illustration for the cover for when we get Roseanne on. Anyway, so was she goofing? Was she goofing on Ben Shapiro?
No, she did not. She actually bit her tongue. I was very surprised. Tom praises the idea of what happened, but that's as far as I got into the interview. I think I'm only half an hour into an hour and 30 minutes. And, having to get out here to Crown Heights tonight for the wedding, my day was pretty packed between everything I'm dealing with my accident still to this day, 4 months later. But yeah, I am now at 3%. I'm going to lose you.
All right. Well,
did I make my point?
Yes. Well, I mean, he didn't really like agree with me that conservatives don't know what is aesthetically pleasing or cool, but that's okay.
Conservatives don't know what is aesthetically pleasing or cool. Yes and no. We have the best comedians out there today, so we know what we like. They're just quiet about it.
Okay. Well, thank you for disagreeing with me. I appreciate that. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and bring Lee in. I'm going to just read a short bio of his work, and I will say goodbye to you now. All
right,
right.
my dear.
So
God bless everybody. Peace out from Batman.
love you, Batman. Have a good rest of your night.
You too,
So
sweetie.
Lee Simpson is my guest tonight, and Lee is a beloved Flip City hashtag revolting artist. He's been so kind by allowing Flip City to repurpose and publish his work over the last couple of years in exchange for credit and links back to his work. He created and continues to work on a card game called SCAMDEMIC. That's what we're looking at now, are some of his cards, which is provocatively illustrated in what seems to me he intentionally wants the players to be shocked and disgusted by the characters and scenarios in the game. It's clear while he may have a sick mind and revolting sense of humor, Lee is a giver because he offers SCAMDEMIC for free on his website as a printable document at leesimpsonart.com. And the link is in the show description too. Creatives like Lee incessantly create, and he's also released a novel called Shams and Rams, which is available on Amazon. Let's get the show on the road, meet Lee, and see what he's got going on. Hi, Lee.
Oh, yes. Hey, guys. Thanks for having us. Thanks, Christy.
I'm so happy to meet you. You are the very first revolting artist to be on Creative Chaos, so welcome.
Well, yeah, good times. Okay. Yeah, feeling good.
All right, awesome. So let me see here. I didn't actually write any opening questions. So can you just tell us a little bit of when you started the SCAMDEMIC cards and why?
Yeah, so basically, SCAMDEMIC came around when I was making a lot of activist art. It's when the whole COVID thing kicked off, I was like, this is how scary the COVID thing was. I was really dedicated to be a professional illustrator all my life, and I didn't want to burn any bridges. And a lot of companies were being very anti-truth, you know what I mean? So basically, if you were saying COVID was fake or the vaccine was dangerous, you definitely weren't going to get anywhere. Some people even getting fired for supporting Donald Trump and stuff like that. So basically, you couldn't really have an opinion for certain companies. And I realized if I'm going to work for certain companies, I'm just going to have to toe the line, you know, play the political card and stuff like that. So it got to a point where I was like, the only way I'm going to be able to use my artwork against this COVID thing, the only way I'm going to be able to use my artwork against this COVID thing is if I just go all out and just say, yeah, burn my bridges, and I may as well go all in with my name and my face and my actual name and stuff, you know. So the way it got started is there's a newspaper in England called The Light, and it's like the main conspiracy theory newspaper. It escapes censorship because it's kind of like self-published, but it gets delivered on all the protests. It gets delivered through car windows when we're doing the yellow boards and stuff like that. And I really want to work with this guy. It's called Daz. You might have heard the song singing "We Are the 99%." That one.
Yes. You've used it in some of your own promos.
I have. Yeah. So essentially payment. So, yeah, because I did the cover for that guy as well. So that was a nice little. It's nice to be able to use this. As I say, it's the activist anthem. So that was really nice. So anyway, I was working with that guy, and I had a lot of characters, and I was doing white rose stickers at the time. I was doing the black and white, just writing basically. So I had these characters. I had the white rose thing, and I was like, I could make a card game out of this. It'd be quite cool. So I put the two together and printed them out. The original SCAMDEMIC was a sticker card game. Sticker, you could stick it on playing cards. You could stick it on yourself because you can't stick it on private property. You know, you can't put it on bus stops. You can't put it on.
Oh no! Don't do that.
I mean, some scallywags do, but we don't endorse that. The White Rose mission statement says specifically, "Don't do that. That's not what they're for."
I didn't know that.
It does.
I joined that movement and I got some stickers. I might have broken the law.
Anyway. So I would stick them to myself and I would hand them out to kids, you know, because that's what good men do. So anyway, I'd stick them to myself, like my bag. Like I had a big laptop bag and I'd put all the stickers on the back and I'd just whip it out. And it was shock people. Good feeling. Or
whipping it out always shocks people.
Especially when it's COVID hoax stuff. It's I had it on the inside of my jacket, like a big jacket, like the merchant of Resident Evil.
No.
I'd be like, Yeah. What does he say? Got a rare treat for you, stranger. And it would be all COVID hoax stuff. And all the sheep would be like, what is it? What's that? It's you, love. Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. So anyway, that was the second edition. And it didn't work as a game because it was designed to go on forever. You would stick it, you and your friends would get together and you'd stick it all over your books and your magazines and stuff like that. And you would see a Scamdemic thing and you'd go, oh, I've got a Scamdemic card. And you just add it to it forever. Big bit of propaganda. So the first game wasn't really a game. It worked, but you could never really win it. The second edition was more of a game. It was more trimmed down. It was actually had like an easier win condition, more strategy and stuff like that. And way more cards at that point because I'd done specific cards for the game at that point, and I had a lot more of a collection. So anyway, we had the second edition, and that went well. So now we're on to the third edition. So now it's all color, full color. You can download it for yourself, and I would highly recommend that when you do it at home on a glossy card, cut it out, and you put it in trading card game sleeves. I've made this one right here. You can put it in a box, nice and. Just have a peruse. So, watch how durable and uniform the cards are.
I really like the idea, though, as well of printing them out on sticker paper and using previously or other, just a card deck. But yeah, thank you, Cosmic, for pull them up. Let's see your actual physical product. I mean, that's what.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Yeah. So I used to try to sell these, but making them was a real pain in the ass. So I'd have to hand cut them all. So now you get that pleasure. So you can just download the JPEG, cut it all out yourself. Let's see which one I've got. You've already seen them. They're on my website. You can check them out. So that's that. That's the card game and exciting times. I've got some new cards.
I'm
cards to announce.
In you. I'm really disappointed because I said show it to me, and you won't.
I'll see the camera.
Just go like this. Just go like that.
All right.
I mean, it's like I'll show you mine. You show me yours. Oh God. The physical media.
Before I do this, you might think I'm related to King Charles because of my big fat pork sausage fingers. So I just have a quick peruse. Is the camera? Oh, there's COVID. You know this guy. You've seen this guy before.
We all have. Yeah.
I'm sorry, the light's catching him too much.
There we go.
Well, you know this guy. Oh, let's see what else we've got here. Oh, asymptomatic. Oops. Doing everything backwards.
Nice.
Asymptomatic. Left intentionally blind. You know what that's from? The ingredients of the COVID vaccine. They had the audacity to say left intentionally blank. And no one gave a fuck.
Nobody gave a... Well, I mean, no.
Nobody
there were plenty of us that gave a fuck. But,
Yeah. Not the people who took it.
Right. Well, that's true.
So yeah, they've got this. I'll just quickly show this one. You might recognize this guy. I don't really want to say who it is, but you might recognize this guy. They all look the same. I've noticed something about these billionaires. The billionaires, they're all miserable. They all have this weird kind of face, skin pulled down. They hate the life. They hate the life. Like, just name a billionaire, and he's miserable. And it's like, well, shouldn't you be happy? And I'm realizing these guys have got, they lack something. They lack contentment. Like, we can be happy just being admired by drawn pictures, being likes and stuff like that. These guys are never, ever happy. So, yeah, that's...
Right. Well, I mean, I'm sure you've seen a lot of those. I'm sure you've seen a lot of those memes out there, like showing like Lori Lightfoot, the Chicago ex-mayor at this point, I think that's what she was, or is she still current? I don't know. Anyway, before and after, where they're relatively attractive, and then like 10 years down the line, like literally age 30, 40 years.
Just had the soul sucked out of them. Yeah. It's like when you see Mark Zuckerberg and he's like young, nerdy guy, and you see him now, and he looks like a waxwork. It's like,
I'm gonna have to look him up to see what he looks like lately. But yeah, it wouldn't shock me.
No, it's unnerving. And there's a great one. There's him and all of his staff behind him. It's like a hostage photo. All just kind of like glaring at the camera. And they've got no soul. They've got no soul. It's eerie. It's uncanny valley stuff, you know.
Yeah, hey, feel free to drop any of this kind of hilarious stuff in our Telegram channel. I know you're part of it, so
Oh
you know,
yeah. I'll be
I'd
happy
love
to,
to
yeah.
see it. Yeah. Plus, it's content. I'm like, yeah, come on, Flip City Circus, enjoy. Because yeah, our Telegram. Hey, I just want to take 1 second though, because I don't know if you saw the chat pop up. Ben Sullivan from Flip City, in fact, the artist that did our most recent cover, popped in and said, "Hey, I caught you live," and said, "Great work, Lee."
Oh, good times. I actually can't see the chat anywhere, so I'll just take your word for it.
Are you now in our Zoom? Are you seeing us side by side?
Yeah.
Okay. Once in a while, you will in the lower left-hand corner, like by me, see a chat pop up. My wonderful producer, there we go. Do you see it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that is what Ben said to you.
Oh, good.
That was a
stuff.
message to you.
Nice. Oh, good times.
Yeah. Awesome. So I didn't really have much written in about shams and rams, but one awesome feature that we have coming at the end of the stream when we're dropping YouTube is we're going to listen to chapter 8. But can you give us kind of like the elevator pitch of what shams and rams is and why you did it?
Yeah, the elevator pitch. I could talk more about it because there's a bit of a story behind it. But the elevator pitch is it's They Live meets Animal Farm about the COVID hoax.
There we
That's
go.
That's the really quick one. I mean,
okay, we're done. Thank you so much, Lee.
I'll see you next time, guys.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing too, because I've been kind of following what you've been doing with Scamdemic since basically I became aware of it, and I believe it was because you were posting stuff in our Telegram, and I went over and followed your channel where you're dropping your cards and all that kind of stuff. So it's been fun to watch the evolution. Have you been have you been having fun doing it?
Oh, love it. It's like for real, 100%. Any artists out there, it is the most expressive, the most creative. Do it. Like do the COVID thing, do the truthful thing, do the honest freedom movement thing. I swear to God, I'm not overselling it. I feel like some weird kind of cosmic energy and creativity. I'm never ever bored. This is the best feeling. Because when you know that this is a new world order thing, what else are you going to do? I mean, what job can you give us where I'm going to take a vaccine every 3 months and you can track and trace phone and a test every day? You could give me any job in the world and I'd be miserable doing that. And I don't understand these people who are ushering it in. What are they giving them? You know? What can you offer them? Hey, your kids are going to be part of a totalitarian system.
No. I mean, like, as far as just kind of like the useful idiots or the people that are like enforcing things, I think it's it's a mishmash of like everything that they've been putting us through for decades, demoralization. Also, you don't want to be a social pariah. And they really push that. I mean, they're not the people like, think of the kid that's at Walmart or something like that having to enforce, mask mandates or anything like that.
Oh,
he just wants to keep his job.
Well,
and also doesn't want to be mocked and ridiculed for not following the rules.
Got to be honest, Christy, I think this COVID hoax, it showed you exactly who shouldn't have power. It showed you exactly what happens when weak people get power. I saw over and over again the littlest of men, had nothing going on with their lives, and they were surprisingly angry about any little thing. When the COVID thing came along, oh my God, they were drunk. They were power drunk.
Yeah,
and they would put the mask on. They would have like it was, dude. I saw one guy, right? We were working at I was working at Costco at the time. There was one guy. He's funny, man. Do you know when you see these guys who just took COVID way too seriously? It was like that identity, So anyway, this guy was going to the toilet, and it was a shop. So he would go to the toilet, and he would wash his hands like a surgeon in the public toilets. It'd be like dead serious. Doing that, he's doing that whole he's doing the surgeon shit, and then he would wash his hands like scalding his hands in the hot water, and then he'd open the door with his hand.
Yeah,
but that
he
was
didn't
the kind
even
of people,
think to do paper towel. which I do
And he
like
would just open the
normal.
door with his hands.
Now, I'm not a COVID freak or
It was,
anything, but that's the rule. You know, if you're gonna wash your hands, you take the paper towel
yeah.
and you unlock, you open the
Yeah.
door with it. You know?
But the fact is, so many people had their hand on that door. There was no point washing your hand like a surgeon. You're not in a surgical environment, you know?
Yeah.
Like I said, this whole people who just want to keep the jobs. Honestly, I mean, yeah, a lot of people did want to keep the jobs, but I think like when I was working at Cafe Nero, I had a lot of jobs back then. I lost a lot of jobs back then. I was one of those guys who got fired for saying no. I wouldn't wear the mask here. I would wear it here. You know, so I got fired.
Oh, God forbid you breathe oxygen, right? Which, by the way, I'm not sure if you saw Media Bear, our pal, Dr. Clown over there, said, what did he say, Cosmic? Can you bring it back up from YouTube? Yes. Did he thank you? Did you thank him for protecting you?
Oh, I should have. I should have. And but you still see them now, and it's almost like that's what they want. Nobody's telling people to wear masks anymore, but you'll see people, and they've always got that look. They've always got that look like, and nobody's telling them to wear masks. That's the weird thing, but they are. I've seen one guy, Mr. I'm saving the universe. Do you remember the lanyards? I don't know if you had them in America, but we would have these lanyards that would say, I have a special disability. It's hidden disability. And I can't wear a mask because I have a hidden disability. So anyway, I don't have a hidden disability, but we would just find ways of getting them, you know? But anyway, these people who really want all the attention would wear the lanyard that say, I don't have to wear a mask because I've got a hidden disability, and then wear a mask. You know?
Oh.
They'd be like,
oh,
look,
wow.
I'm doing it for you.
That's a whole new level of virtue signal. I'd never heard of that one.
Isn't
That's
it?
pretty good.
Like I'm dying. Save you. Whoa.
Wow. Interesting. Hey, I'm just gonna take 1 sec to say hello to everybody that popped into Creative Chaos, if you don't mind, Lee. But I did want to bring this one up because it made me laugh. The only person that has checked in on Odyssey gave Flip City crap, saying using AI for art is shitty. Prior subscriber. So it's somebody that is virtue signaling to us that it doesn't matter our content that we're putting out there, or whether we make you laugh or not. If we put anything AI in the magazine, they're going to cancel. So congratulations to you, Metaphobe, for letting us know that you were previously subscribed and you have a very, very small brain. All right. And then I just want to say, great hater, my friend that I made through Loose News is over on YouTube. Hello, Slow Boy Whiteboard. Dr. Clown brought you over, and Media Bear. Hello. Thank you for popping in over on the YouTube. Just want to let you know, tonight is the first night that we are going to have an after party because I'm so excited to have a Flip City revolting artist with us. And we're going to get a lot deeper and probably a little bit spicy over on our alt media platform. So in the second hour, I hope you will join us when we drop YouTube. Rumble, I don't believe ever has anybody for us, but my #1 favorite streaming platform, pilled.net, where we are sure to never ever be censored. And I keep losing the screen. I want to say what is up to Java. Love your show over there. TGM and me. All right. Hopefully I can build an audience over on Build, since that's my exclusive, most favorite streaming platform. All right. So hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to Creative Chaos. Sorry, Lee, for interrupting our conversation, but that's what these live stream watchers want. They want to be noticed. So I noticed that.
I was watching a show on Atwood live stream, and I don't know who told him to do this, but it was so weird. Every time somebody said hello, he'd be talking. Like, I'll be talking to you right now, and I'd be like, yeah, so anyway, hi, John. Yeah, so anyway, and, Dave as well, you're right. And it was like, yeah, that's a bit distracting.
Yes. Well,
Let's
you
get
know,
it all out the way.
well, see, and that is absolutely the reason we started streaming is I realized we need to start building an online audience. Holy crap, is that the hardest shit in the world to do? I'm sure you've tried as well, because you're trying to make a living off your.
I just presume I'm shut. You know what? I used to do really well before I was doing COVID stuff. Like I was doing political stuff, and I was getting shared. Crowning achievement is when I was doing like political stuff, and I was getting shared in China and Palestine. I was like, that feels good. Like people are sharing me stuff. This is when the Hong Kong protests were going on, and people were tearing down the facial recognition cameras and they were sharing me stuff. And I was like, that's good. But then I started doing the COVID stuff, and my Reddit score would go from 4,000, 3,000 upvotes to a flat 0 out of nowhere. And
Ooh,
I don't know if
that's interesting.
I don't know if I've been shadow banned, but the fact that it was a flat 0, that always made us a bit suspicious. So I just kind of gave up on Reddit, and now I'm here.
Yeah, and just kind of bringing this, because I did want to talk about this. So you brought up the yellow boards, which I don't know what those those are, but I did know the White Rose Project, and that's only because I participated in it. What's yellow boards?
Yellow boards. It's in England. It's really popular. This is one of the few things that are still going after the main body of the freedom movements kind of calmed down. Like, so what the yellow boards is, we'll meet every Friday, and there'll be a random destination told. It'll be either a roundabout or a busy road next to some traffic lights, and we'll make big yellow boards that have COVID propaganda on them. It'll be anti-New World Order stuff. It'll be like resist the CBDC, don't get your kids vaccinated, stuff like that. Footballers are dropping like flies, and it's very powerful because I'll just quickly tell this a little allegory. It's like the whole there was a shoemaker in the USSR, and nobody agreed with the signs outside that were pro-state. So the guy took his in, and then everybody took theirs in because they realized it was okay. So what the yellow boards do is, because there's no COVID hoax stuff out there at all, we get out there and we'll put our signs up, and people see it and go, like, they get shocked. Some of them clap us, some of them put the thumbs up. I've been doused with water a few times. I've almost caused a car crash at one time.
Are you sure it was water?
Yeah, it was water. He was drinking it. So, I mean,
okay. So not so bad.
One guy was so eager to give us the finger, he almost crashed his car. He was driving. He saw me sign, and he kind of like crawled over, unwound his window, and give us the finger, and he almost crashed his car. I was like, well, he told me. But I guess if we've got signs, they've got signs as well. We've got to take it. But we're kind of liked now. Like, we've been doing this for 2 or 3 years, and we got a lot of claps now. We got a lot of little heart signs and stuff like that. We've even had people join us. It's a great opportunity to hand out the light paper. It's just one of the many wings that this movement's taken. Like, there's the main Saturday protests. There's the yellow boards. There's the White Rose stickers. There's the light paper. There's just telling people at work. There's everything online. But that's the yellow boards. It's we'll stand at roads with big yellow boards. Maybe you could get that started in America if it's not already there.
Yeah, I obviously haven't heard of the yellow boards, and so that is what I'm thinking. Your SCAMDEMIC, one of the main images is a big yellow board that says SCAMDEMIC, the card game.
It's a yellow board,
so it's based on that. Okay, that's interesting. And so you're not just making art, dissident art. You are actually doing street action stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's there's another thing as well. Stand in the Park. That's when everybody gets together every Sunday and basically discusses this stuff. It's a nice, what the nice thing about Stand in the Park is? It's almost church-like. And I'm an atheist, but I've kind of rediscovered spirituality. Not any kind of specific religion, but just the feeling. Just that feeling of like human solidarity and like there's a rightness, just a genuine rightness. But Stand in the Park is everybody gets together in a park every Sunday and just talks about the freedom movement and stuff like that. But like I say, yeah, these protests are fantastic. I've seen myself wake someone up. I had a sign. This is back when, and it was a really proud moment for us. Like, when you wonder if our protests make a difference, I know for a fact they do. Because this is back when it was 2 vaccines. Do you remember that? Do you remember now it's like 6 vaccines or something like that?
I don't
And
even
still,
keep track because I don't give a fuck.
no,
I'm like,
it's like 6
I
vaccines
don't
now.
care how many jabs you took up your butthole.
So anyway, well, yeah, this was back in the days of 2 vaccines, and I had a sign that said, because there was a term called "not fully vaccinated" they were thrown around. So I said, "Only double vaxxed. Welcome to club unvaccinated, like me." And there was a guy who stopped us, and he was like, "What does that mean?" And I was like, "If you've only had 2 vaccines, you'll be considered not fully vaxxed, just like me, who's had none." And I saw that ping pong ball flying around that guy's head. And I was like, I just made him doubt the 3rd vaccine. I just made him doubt the government in this whole movement. Not movement. We've got the movement. They've got this agenda. He doubted the agenda at that point. And that was one of those save point moments for us. I was like, I'm proud of that. I made him think.
Yeah, you should be. You should be. And that's really what it is all about, is just kind of highlighting and reminding people that they're sovereign individuals and they have power and right over their own body.
Yep.
And that's been, I think, one of the craziest things, because when COVID first started, and in fact, I'll just bring this up because I bring this up all the time. So Scott made this February 2020. And as the launch of the magazine, like, we're going to launch with this. And I told him, it's going to be over in no time. He's like, no, Christy, this is the thing. And it's kind of proven to be the thing. So,
oh yeah, still going.
I'm so happy to be the woman in the relationship where I don't have to take all the responsibility and my husband just tells me. And I'm like, thank you, honey. I love you.
Oh,
I will trust you forever.
You've been a good woman.
Don't worry, we're going to get into mansplain, where I'll love you too and respect you too, Lee.
Oh, well, I hope we'll bring up a walk-in for around about that, because we've got a card that kind of links into that.
Okay. Awesome. Actually, I think that might be a great time to actually transition into mansplain, if we can roll that stinger, Cosmic. Mansplain. Eventually, we'll get a better stinger. So, Lee, I kind of
quiet woman.
No, you're supposed to say actually. So,
oh
yeah. So I hang out in like conspiracy circles and all that, and I hear a lot about they do this and they do that, and I'm pretty sure they are what some people might call like world controllers. So can you please explain who they are and how they were able to pull off the scandemic? But remember to keep it very simple and pithy so my woman brain can understand. And then if you could make it humorous and not stressful or scary so as to not overwhelm my feminine sensitivities, I'd be really grateful.
Okay. Well, here's the thing, sweet cheeks. See, men like to just, take over things sometimes, and you just have to roll over and let it happen, So basically what happens is, I think, officially, and here's the official version, it's the clean version. I think it's the central banks. Now, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. I know this is kind of not really woman-splaining. Let's say if I can simplify it. Secret people do secret things, sweetheart. That's just how it works. But yeah, I mean, officially, I think it's the central banks. But I don't know. I've been looking into all sorts of conspiracy theories. I don't know. It's got to be higher than the central banks. So yeah, officially, I think it's the central banks.
Okay, so central banks is the they.
I think so.
Okay, but really, it does go beyond that.
I think, it's almost impossible when you're looking at all these conspiracy theory videos not to be sucked in to some of them, because I've seen conspiracies of everything now. Like, everybody's getting blamed for everything. Every finger's being pointed at. I've been doing my own studies, and I'll tell you the one real thing, because I don't like basing my opinion on random videos. I know it's almost impossible as a conspiracy theorist. Here's what I've discovered personally. There's a religion that pretends to be other religions, and it's old, and it has a similar setup. It pretends to be other religions. And it's basically, if I was trying to make a new religion and I wanted to be part of the Avengers cinematic universe, I would write Shams and Rams, available now on Amazon. I would say this little black ram is Iron Man's pet, and Tony Stark called him Diaz. There's a religion called Gnosticism, which I think is the current version of this old religion. It kind of justifies evil. It kind of justifies tyranny as divine. It says God's the devil, and it says his angels are actually demons. Now, if I was a world ruler...
I'm getting scared.
Okay, oh, yes, okay, woman's spleen time. Well, yeah.
Of course, I kid.
Would you listen more if I just held my hand like this? Just
Yes.
Yes, all right,
sir.
Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
You got the pasta sauce right. Don't burn me coffee. Anyway. So I think I'm onto something. But the scariness is I still don't know. Like, that's the honest answer. I still don't know. Officially, it has to be more than the states, and I think it's the central banks.
Well, and you admitting that you still don't know, I think that is basically, I think 2 years I came up with this conclusion to avoid cognitive dissonance or be open to like breaking your own up, is fucking just admit that you don't know.
You know what?
So you can accept that new information when it comes.
Yep. Saying you don't know is one of the most important things I've realized, because I used to be a super duper atheist. I used to be Mr. Science. And something recently, it was my champion, Richard Dawkins, pushed the vaccine. And I went, my God, how can an evolutionary biologist not see this clear fraud? Sam Harris, when he said, I would rather vote for, I wouldn't vote for Donald Trump even if Hunter Biden had a basement full of kids. That's another champion atheist. That's another champion atheist showing terrible reason. So, like I said, and here's the guilt that I felt when all this happened. It was I put my faith in all these atheists, believing in their arguments without actually trying them myself. So I kind of took a big step back, and I just started admitting, I don't know. Like, I think the world would be much better if people just admitted what they didn't know.
Right. Well, that's something I've noticed a lot in atheism, is it's about one of the most faithful religions, with like people not questioning their faith at all, because I see a lot of questioning faith in like a lot of other religions, but atheism, no, there's no room to question whatsoever your faith.
That's a very good point. I mean, it's one of the most, it just won't listen there because it'll just go science, bitch. And then it's like the COVID hoax showed us how bad that was. It used the science. It said the experts, a study suggests. And it would whack you over the head with science. But you remember something? We never actually saw the study. We never saw the evidence. We never even had, who were these experts? I drew a picture ages ago, and I bet it comes true. It was a picture of a doctor giving medical advice. And the pregnant woman's there, and she's like, "Doctor, is this vaccine safe for me, baby?" "Oh, yes, all the experts say," and this and that. And the next column, the next image, is him next to a witch doctor, a crystal reader, a diviner, all this kind of stuff. People are going to lose faith in pharmaceutical medicine because of what it did during the COVID hoax.
Well, I mean, as far as going to, I guess we're already past the going to. I mean, I can't think of anybody within my own like conspiracy circles online. My family's a different situation because, you know, we live in Southern California and they are who they are. Still love them, pray for them, because I'm not an atheist.
I'm on the, like I said, I used to be an atheist, and now I don't know what I am.
Right. Well, you know, everybody is on their own journey. That's all I gotta say. Now I totally lost my now I'm thinking of Jesus. I lost my train of thought.
You know, let's talk about Jesus. I think a lot of people are talking about Jesus and spirituality. Because it sounds like there's a lot of people trying to push a holy wall. a lot of Satanist stuff, a lot of Jesus stuff, and I'll tell you where I am with Jesus, because I went back to it and I really looked at it, and a lot of what he says, I'm down with. I think it is a very good doctrine. I think it's very inspiring. But Christy.
Oh, go ahead.
The part when he says turn the other cheek when you get hit, and the part when he says give your cloak to the neighbor and walk 2 miles if somebody asks do you want, I can't help but think the Dominators got a hold of a good philosophy, and they added something into it. They went, when we conquer someone, or when we already conquer someone, we just add something in. Just be a slave, because everything else about the Pharisees are doing it out in the open and stuff like that, and that's great. It's do it by yourself, and it makes a lot of sense. But then when he says take a beating, I just can't get on board with this. So that's why I can't entirely get on with Christianity right now.
Okay, totally understandable. And I was going to say, and this actually leads into our creative chaos conspiracy corner, if we can play the stinger.
Oh.
I want to live with a conspiracy girl. I could be prepping the rest of my life with a conspiracy girl.
Those weren't aliens.
Hey, how you doing?
So we are now in our segment of conspiracy corner, and one of the best in this kind of segmented well from our other conversation. One of the coolest bumper stickers I ever saw, and I think a lot of Christians would be offended at it, was Jesus was an anarchist. And I think he was.
Oh yeah,
I think Jesus was.
That's the thing. He clearly was.
I now you be quiet for a second so I can listen. So I can. Okay. I got a question here.
This is modern man moment. Well, I have to listen to the woman.
Yeah. So I follow you on Twitter, and I see the posts you make over there, and I also look at your art and all that kind of stuff. And you're making a game called SCAMDEMIC, for Pete's sake. So I'm pretty sure you're one, a lunatic, and then number two, probably a voluntarist, which is kind of just a rebranding of anarchist. So I just have to know what level of crazy you are. Do you actually believe humans are born sovereign? With rights given by God and stuff like that?
I will say this. I think natural law is a real thing. I think it's as real as our sense of taste. It's as real as our elbows. It comes with us. Natural law, morality, it comes like our sense of humor does. But nobody says we need God for a sense of humor. It doesn't say we need God for our sense of disgust in things or justice. But for some reason, morality has to be connected with God. Why can't it just be a human thing? And I think that's the case. So yeah, I'm a voluntarist, but yeah, to be more accurate, an anarcho-mutualist. So not just anarchist, which is basically I don't believe in rulers alone. A mutualist has a positive way of fixing society. So if America's got them, England's got them, but everybody in the world's got cooperatives. Everybody knows what a cooperative is. Competitive cooperatives who own their own land, sell their own produce, make their own money. That's key. I think that's the best way to be. Everybody knows, this capitalist system has everybody cutting each other's throats and stuff like that. The system is that. And the worst people rise to the top in this system. So yeah, I believe in everybody basically has a basic human decency. And I think that's why we don't need a state, because a state is essentially parasitic.
Right, absolutely. Now, I liked how you brought up, kind of the corruption is kind of the cream that rises to the top. Because I've had that explained to me by another man friend of mine.
Did you listen?
Well, actually, let's just look at natural law for a second. Can you explain natural law? What is it?
It's morality. Okay, so here's what natural law is, basically. It's what you wouldn't accept happening to you. It's very easy to figure out when people bring up psychopaths and they'll go, well, is a psychopath born with moral law? And you go, yes, he is. Because if you try and rob a psychopath, if you try and hurt or lie to or deceive a psychopath, he'll get angry. Now, why did he get angry if he's okay doing it to everybody else? Because he understands what moral law is. It's a human law. If a seagull steals your chips or your French fries in America, you don't really get angry at the seagull because animals do that. But if I did, you get angry at us because we should have a social contract with each other. It's a human thing.
Yep, that's a pretty good explanation. When I first came across the concept of real anarchism and natural law, it came from Mark Passio. Do you know who he is?
I love Mark Passio. I really like him.
And I haven't watched all his work. I love him too because I love being screamed at once in a while. Once in a while. I can't watch him all the time. I'm like, you're right, Mark. I am a fucking idiot.
If I had one criticism of Mark Passio, though, it's lay back on the 10-minute opening of "You will be offended. I am gonna offend you. Get as offended as you like." It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
like,
we know, Mark.
Okay, we get it, you badasses.
Yeah. Yes. So I also love Mark Passio. I'd love to meet him one day if I can, like, go to one of his meetups or something. I will definitely make it happen. Yeah, he does. And but and his other thing is, like, if you haven't watched all my work, you don't know what you're talking about. So I'm like, I'm never going to talk to him because I'm never going to watch all of his work. I don't have that kind of time to invest, you know. I make it a fucking magazine, okay? Anyway. But
the entire interview would be the woman splaining moment.
Yes. Well, he boiled it down one time. I happened to catch it to the very, very, very basic of the whole thing is don't steal.
Oh yeah, that was fun. It was fascinating. But here's the thing about Mark Passio. He says you need God for natural law to exist. I disagree. I think we exist. And that's the reason natural law exists. Like I say, I think it ends there for me. But like I say, I was fascinated by Mark Passio's videos. He makes great points, but he's definitely I don't know. Have you seen the logo at the beginning of his videos? It's very Freemasony, and he said he used to be a Satanist back in the day.
Well, there's that, and when I've told other very trusted, very Christian friends that exact thing, like, hey, I'm paying attention to this is what he says and that, and they're like, ex-Satanist. But also at the same time, as far as symbology goes, we all know that's also been taken by the world controllers.
That's actually a great point, because I like rainbows. You know, I want to wear a rainbow t-shirt one day, but people will think I'm gay. It's like, rainbows are awesome, you know? That's a shame.
Rainbows are the best. Well, I think that does it for our creative chaos, because I do want to get to our after party. But we have a couple of things first. I wanted to do our Flip City branded segment, which the Stinger's still forthcoming on that. And in this branded segment, this gives a great example, in my opinion, of how we have repurposed your art from your SCAMDEMIC card game, available at leesimpsonart.com for free download, everybody, and wrote an article. So basically you gave art to my husband, Scott, and then he wrote around your art to create this. And Lee, we decided we're going to tag team it on this. And I think it's are you looking at the actual pages that I sent over to you? I've got a tablet
here, so I can read it off the tablet, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. What I was thinking is we could it's kind of obvious where things should switch over, since we're going to share the reading. I'm going to read the title, you go, then I go, back and forth like that. And so
I can read it off the screen.
You can read it off the screen. No, you cannot.
Oh.
Because it's just going to be your images. It's going to be your images. So have your thing ready. So I'm going to read the title here, and then you're going to start, then me, back and forth. You got the last page. All right.
Okay.
Here we go. Flip Cities. Screw the experts, journos, bloggers, and news websites. Flip City tells you everything you need to know about central bank digital currency.
Sometimes the spectrum of consumer choices that you face can be overwhelming. It's easy to feel like you're living in a world of too many choices. CBDC is currently that can help you assert self-control over your lonely human urges.
Stop. You're on page 2.
Oh. Shit. All right. Okay. Which one's page 1? Oh, wait a minute. Oh,
With the gold. Do you see the picture? Match the picture to your words.
Alrighty, I'll read that straight away then. All right. Photos from a happy wedding that birthed a marriage made in heaven. Sadly, though, the good times are long behind them since a nasty divorce when Mrs. Dollar abandoned the gold standard back in the early 1970s. Since then, Mr. Gold had his ups and downs, became reclusive, and fell behind on his alimony. But through it all, he managed to hold on. It's 3 a.m. for us, Christy. But through it all, he managed to hold on to his core values and valuable alliances. Meanwhile, Mrs. Dollar lost her looks, started drinking heavily, burned through a string of unfulfilling hookups. That's very different, isn't it? Unwilling hookups. And spent years in an abusive relationship. Maybe not so much. Unwanted and menopausal, it's gotten to where she can't even score with the Chinese or Russians who consider her used goods. Now, a basket case of low self-esteem, hooked on antidepressants, she drags everyone down with her as she spirals out of control.
What can be done to restore wellness and sanity? For Mrs. Dollar, it's likely too late, and there will be no tearful reunions. But for the rest of us who came to depend on her day to day and paycheck to paycheck, there is now a solution to your rapidly deflating, dirty, old-fashioned currency. CBDC, the remedy for financial instability. Digital currency protects the value of your earnings by managing your spending choices remotely via our new digital transaction control grid, featuring cutting-edge technology to enforce absolute control of all financial transactions for your safety and convenience.
Now, some of you with extreme bias may be thinking that our entire global financial system is all just a big charade, colossal Ponzi scheme, or organized international grift ring, run by rich elitists robbing Paul to pay Peter. That's a tough one. But this is only because you lack the education and professional experience to understand how you're being ignorant. With nations around the world lining up to ditch the dollar holders are in deep doo-doo. Central bank digital currency offers the security of knowing that your government has your greenback. Next, we'll look at how you can make your fealty to this emerging technological behemoth work for you.
Buying and selling just became much easier with our new automated system. Authorized merchants and customers may buy and sell goods and services at will, in accordance with strictly enforced carbon credit limitations and federal health and safety mandates. Credits will be tabulated to determine the necessity of your purchases. For instance, cardboard and colored marker purchases for LGBTQ rally signs will earn you a low carbon credit score, while contributions to questionable political causes or GoFundMe campaigns will as well as purchases from Hobby Lobby and Chick-fil-A are likely to max you out quickly. Subdermal implants issued at processing time are likely to overheat, and in the event of repeated denied transactions. So if you have trouble making smart choices, be sure to keep some ice on hand.
I want to do this one without messing up this time. I've got it. Your money goes interactive in that banks can interact with whatever it needed, alter its value, determine its use, and analyze the social and environmental impact of your attempted purchases. CBDC Speed Pass ID will get you through those long lines at White Castle fast. Speed Pass code comes conveniently embedded in this bitchin' complimentary and obligatory tattoo that will make all your cash-loyal holdout friends way jealous. Earn special points every time you scan and earn deep discounts on airline travel and at local environmentally compliant restaurants and immigrant-friendly hotels.
I love the word tattoo.
Taboo.
You can get ahead of the game and earn bonus cash by getting on board with our policy goals. The more you comply, the more you earn. It really is that easy. Make your activism work for you. Enlist in our change corps. Every social initiative you can guilt a friend into adopting means bonus credits in your account. Attend approved public protests and get additional bonus credits. You can't have the life you always dreamed of with CBDC. It all depends on your attitude. Negative attitude appraisals will result in social credit points deductions of 0.3% compounded weekly.
Sometimes the spectrum of consumer choices you face can be overwhelming. It's easy to feel that you're living in a world of too many choices. CBDC is currency you can help assert self-control of your lonely human urges through the miracle of centralized micromanagement. Whatever your lifestyle, there's a set of acceptable behavioral consumer parameters to suit you and a centralized oversight hub to regulate them as we all transition to a wholly needs-based economy. God damn, I can't believe I got that one. All right. You say you're concerned about the future? Shut up. You're going to do just fine in the new economy, but you may just have to try a little harder. If you're struggling, it's probably because nobody around you wants to put up with your constant whining about the system anymore.
In the end, nothing good comes easy, right? Except your monthly stipend, food allotments, subsidized pharmaceuticals, mental health care, and alternative lifestyle tolerance retraining courses. So keep on reaching this for the stars. You can catch up to that dangling carrot if you just pedal a little harder. Come on, Peloton, make those glutes work. You're almost to the promised land of financial calm and stability.
Good times.
End.
On this picture, picture that was just on the screen.
Yeah, go ahead and hit it back, Cosmic.
Yeah. See, I was actually a bit too generous with that. The happy. He's called the happy, by the way. He's the future of us. I was too generous. I didn't think. I thought they would just slam the device in our eyes. I didn't think they would have the audacity to let us attach it ourselves. But if you've seen the Apple iVision Pro, you seen that?
Well, yeah, of course. But, we're not living in the future yet.
Well, people are going to be very happy to just attach it to themselves and live in a complete fantasy. So, yeah, they'll attach it to themselves. They won't need it forced on the face like that artwork.
Well, now, Lee, I've got to tell you about your work. And this was written into my script earlier. Like, you're fucking offensive as shit, bro.
No.
Yeah, really. I'm like, well, I think when this came through, because often enough when art comes through, even though you're dealing directly with Scott, I will peek at stuff. And this came in and I was like, holy crap, Lee.
Why?
No, I love you.
All right.
No, I love you. No, it really is this kind of stuff. I try to put my myself in the shoes of our readers, and when they flip to this page, what kind of sense they're going to get. And I also am the one that creates the surveys and asks people what they think and all that. And I have no fear of any of our like solid maintaining reader base is going to like have any problem with it. But I still know they're going to see it and go, oh my God, this is insane. Like, I can't believe this is because it's in print, it's in your face,
Well, I'm glad. I'm very happy to hear that.
No, and that's exactly what I was hoping you would say.
Yeah, good.
Yes, it's doing what I want it to do.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think it is.
Good. Like I said, I thought this was actually one of my tamer ones, in all honesty. It was more sci-fi than it.
Dude, look at the bike seat.
Yeah.
You have like down right by the bike seat. I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, that's all stitched up.
Of course it is. That's what the future's coming.
Yeah, it is. And it is.
And the grey skin, because he never gets out the house. He's crying. His brain chips in there and everything.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit it all.
You don't know if it's a boy or a girl. As it should be.
As it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap. Yeah, very revolting. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job. Yeah, and Ben, if you don't see it, said something like "Great work, Lee."
I did say it. Yeah, thank you, dude. Thank you.
Yeah. I think one day, because we tried doing it, not this last Christmas, but the Christmas before, getting a bunch of Flip City contributors together. But I really, really would love to schedule maybe every 6 months or even 1 year, just as big of a group of us as we can handle, to basically have an online party
Ooh,
and
I'm up for
drink
that.
and FAFO. And,
Sounds good. I'm up for it, yes.
I think so too. Because Ben, by the way, is from Australia.
All
We
right. So
we
what time
basically
was it?
stick, huh?
What time was it for him? Like,
I think it's like 12 hours different, like maybe 7, 8 in the morning.
right. Interesting times. How do the flat earthers deal with that?
So you're Mr. Conspiracy Theory, but you're going to mock and ridicule the flat earthers.
No, actually, no. The flat earthers kind of shook my birdcage, and now I'm not a heliocentrist anymore. I'm a geocentrist. But I'll tell you the most unnerving thing about the flat Earth arguments. It isn't the flat Earth arguments because they're actually quite reasonable. It's when you go back to the heliocentric model. And I was looking at Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye, that kind of stuff, and 3/4 of their video about how God, I needed to cleanse me palate. I was like, I've been watching too much flat Earth stuff. I need to be reminded why I think the sun's the center of their solar system. And the first 3/4 of those videos are, I can't believe we're talking about this again. My stupid, stupid flat earthers. I can't believe it. Then you go to Bill Nye and he goes, I can't believe we're talking about this again. Just please make a sensible statement at some point. Like Eric Dubé would be like, if you go up in a hot air balloon, the earth does not move around beneath your feet. And you go, he's right. If you fly in a plane and you go over to the other side of the world does not spin beneath your feet. Otherwise, you could never crash. You could never land a plane. And that's right. So I don't know where I am on a whole.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing too. With me in particular, I think the whole flat Earth argument or debate or whatever you want to call it, I'm not going to ever mock and ridicule flat earthers. Number one, because there's a whole lot better stuff to mock and ridicule that has immediate impact. Oh, let's see. Oh, bring Ben's comment back. I want to see what he had to say. But I think it's a way, it's kind of also built into that whole cognitive dissonance thing. Like, okay, what are you willing to accept because you've been lied to about so much? Why not consider this?
If anybody can confirm the Earth is flat, it would be somebody in Australia who could see the edge of the all of the zodiac signs and the crocs and the Sigma Octantis and stuff like that, which apparently exist.
All right, excellent. Well, you know what, Lee? I would super duper love to hop off YouTube. And what our plan is to play Chapter 8 of Shams and Rams as part of basically our intermission. It's going to play on YouTube. Then we're going to drop YouTube. But what I have here, and I'm going to drop this into all my chats, is or the YouTube chat, is our after party links. So what we're gonna do is play Chapter 8 of Shams and Rams, have an intermission. But first, before we leave YouTube, I want to say find Lee Simpson, all his links, the download for the free card game SCAMDEMIC at leesimpsonart.com. That is pinned on YouTube and also in the description of all the videos. Of course, come and subscribe to Flip City Magazine. Here is our latest cover by Ben Sullivan, who's been popping into the chat. Ben, you are fantastic and we love you very much. And I hope you will come on Creative Chaos soon. So go to flipcitymag.com, subscribe. If you want to confirm that we're super cool, you can get a free magazine there as well. Please like, share, and subscribe so we can celebrate people that are making fantastic content in the physical that is outside of the mainstream. And thank you, Cosmic Grandpa, for producing the show, and Batman that popped in at the beginning of the stream, who's usually here the whole week, the whole night. And next week we will be here, same bat place, same bat channel, Flip City Magazine. And my guest, I didn't write in, so I forgot who it was, but I'm sure they're going to be really cool. All right. So Lee, are you cool with taking a 10-minute intermission? We can take peepees.
Yeah, and thanks very much for having us, Christy. And COVID is a hoax. And I'll see you around. Visit my website.
All right. And don't you actually leave, but we can go pee.
Oh, I'll be back. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Roll it, Cosmic. Thank you.
Chapter 8. Team Alpha Watch cover the northwestern outskirts today. It's a hilly area with visible cliff edges poking through a carpet of tiny grey pebbles. Rory is doing a great job preventing Diaz from venturing into the thin air zone again. A fact he will never forget, thanks to the Red Ram's constant, "I gotchas." Trumpets sound from the cliffs as Dixie gives the all clear. Rory snaps upright as if it were a chosen. On seeing Team Alpha Watch, she trots over, head raised, dutiful, and all business. "Ah, I see you've split into combat squads too. Very bold, Safetians. We need that kind of metal now that the stealthiest Pantherius have moved on to bigger prey," Dixie informs. "Bigger?" Rory asks. "Yes, in the massacre this morning, there were some older kids included, some of them almost rams," she reveals. "Wait, what massacre?" asks Diaz. Rory hisses at him to be quiet. "Is that meant to be funny, Diaz? Anyway, it's more important than ever that we pal properly. I recommend walking backwards." "What?" Diaz blurts. Both Rory and Dixie stare daggers at the bewildered Diaz. The Black Ram purses his lips on remembering his condition. "Think about it, Safetians. If we all walk backwards, the ambush cats will never be able to strike us from behind. We'll see them coming," she pitches with enthusiasm. "What if they just get behind us?" Rory asks with genuine concern. "Well, they won't, 'cause they'll think we're walking forward. Sheep don't walk backwards. It'll confuse them," Dixie insists. Diaz inhales to call out the ridiculousness, but Rory's serious contemplation forces him to hold his breath. "All right, Safetians, backward march." Diaz hesitates as the power couple about turn and trot backwards, both taking it very seriously indeed, especially Dixie, who transmits pure hatred at the insubordinate Ram. "Are you trying to make me look weak? Are you trying to get me killed, Safetian?" Diaz sighs, turns around, and walks backwards. "Buddy, what the hell are you doing? You need to look where you're going. Left, then right, like this." "No, you need to mix it up to confuse the cats. Don't be predictable." "Oh, excellent observation, Safetian." Diaz dances backwards to the praise of his new overlords. He's unable to hold in his laughter anymore. Patrolling took a little longer that afternoon. The fear of the cats going after bigger prey forced everyone to update their tactics. The backward march caught on as an idea to anyone who saw it, but came into conflict with the West Siders' circle walk. Both equally confusing to the cats. Some would even circle backwards for maximum protection. "Ambush cats," a distant voice alerts. "Screw your head on, watchdog. It's game time," Rory orders. The voice came from a claustrophobic cluster of stones beneath a cliff. Diaz races over, leaving Rory and Dixie behind as they spin up a storm. Pixie is alone and staring into a cave while she stamps the floor. "Did you see it?" Diaz asks, first on the scene. The youth looks at him in confusion. Diaz races to the cave and sticks his whole head in. He's yanked back out by the alerting Safetian. "Are you crazy?" she shouts. The power couple finally make it onto the scene and immediately take control. "Strike the mouth of the cave!" "Raise the alert for other Safetians!" "Watchdog, watch this!" Yeah! Rory throws himself into the cave head first. A solid thud resonates, and a plume of dust shoots out. "Diaz, get in there!" Dixie yells. Diaz's legs weaken as he laughs at the ridiculous spectacle. Walking like a rubber band, the Black Ram looks into the hole and sees Rory's hind legs completely motionless. Reaching in and biting down on Rory's wool, he drags out the unconscious superhero. His body takes up the whole cave, evidenced by the air sucking back in as he's withdrawn. Rory's head hit the very back of the solid wall. No cat, no cave, no escape. "False alarm," Diaz concludes.
No, the cat was in there, Pixie whines. There's nowhere to go. Have a look yourself. It was in there, Pixie screeches. Rory comes around and Dixie salutes him in admiration. Fine jump, Safety, and you scared it off. Diaz's head snaps to Dixie with shock, and Rory gets to his feet, shaking himself clear. Where? Where did it go? Diaz shouts. The two youths are offended by his tone. Rory puts his hoof on Diaz's shoulder. Remember, buddy, about your condition? Just calm down now, he reminds. But where did it go? This is bull! The dutiful Safetians all snap to attention, and Diaz follows their gaze. A walking skeleton slips through the haze towards them, and he gasps on seeing it. As it gets closer, it looks like beige wool has been vacuum-packed over a jagged set of bones. The head is cruel and sneering, with two long, sharp horns. It's Nicodemus! But what the hell happened to him? How many, and where did they go? Nicodemus croaks. Just one, sir. It went north, Pixie confirms. Diaz glares at the dishonest you. Excellent work, Safetians, the healer gurgles. Nicodemus lifts his leg and scratches at his dry wool. A cloud of dust made of old skin particles forms. Then finally, with a pop and snap from his ankle, 4 juicy blues are knocked from his fleece. They fall to the floor, and the feeble chosen limps away. His stained hindquarters are the picture of ill health. Diaz leaves his treat, and Rory notices. What, Diaz? It's real easy to lie about him, isn't it? He observes. The youths glare at him, fuming at the insinuation. Come on, buddy. We're out of here. Rory is raging as the pair break away from the main patrols. Frivolous conversations are forced onto Diaz with the energy of telling off. Despite the Black Ram wanting to talk about what just happened, the Red Ram refuses to engage in that topic, but will enthusiastically froth about any other subject, like how some clouds are lumpy and some are wispy. Rory growls. None there either. I tell you, these cats are stealthy. Guess that's why our ancestors called them stealthy as Pantherius. They must have been sneaky back then, too. On some level, Diaz really wants to be proven wrong. He'd love to think he has airbrain, and all of this is some mad fever dream. He wants nothing more than a full-colour ambush cat to leap out of a tree, or even attack him. A small price to pay to kill the unsettling theory of all this being a system to keep us in line. There! Rory shouts. He rushes to a pile of stones stacked up against a cliff wall. Diaz doesn't see anything again, but his buddy is more insistent than usual. He stamps at the ground and spins in circles with a new lease of life. On my orders, Diaz! Spin! Spin! Spin faster, Diaz! Spin! More faster! Rory hollers. His urgency actually compels Diaz to spin. The Black Ram spins toward the rock pile like an ice skater. On finally reaching it, he kicks out and knocks the pile of stones over, revealing a small tunnel with dried blood on the floor. Nice shot, watchdog! Rory congratulates. Diaz is stunned as he looks at the old dried blood. It's brown, scabby, and ancient. Cautiously, the Red Ram joins him, and the pair peer into the tunnel. Well, you satisfied now? Rory's voice quivers. Diaz continues to stare. It's clearly not a hallucination. He gets closer, and Rory tries to stop him. Buddy, get real! This is obviously the nest! He whispers. Diaz pulls free and approaches, his red eyes wide open. Inspecting the entrance, he notices dried-up old wool from many different coloured sheep. This is sheep's blood, Diaz confirms. He turns to see a petrified Rory. The Red Ram won't come any closer. Diaz continues his investigation. Let's get the elder, buddy, Rory squeaks. Diaz ignores him and keeps looking. Rory makes some kind of choking noise as the Black Ram sticks his head in the tunnel. It stinks. Every cell in his nose tells him to stop breathing. This must be what death smells like. The wall is splattered with dots of brown blood. Scrape marks from hooves can also be made out. As his eyes adjust to the darkness, the end of the tunnel becomes visible. Staring back at him are hundreds and hundreds of rocks. A cave-in, Diaz reports to his terrified friend. There's no cats in there. Rory lets out a breath, so hard it puffs the dust around him. Immediately the old bravado comes back, and he investigates the site too. Looks like in the war against the cats. The valley's on our side, right, buddy? Rory smiles and nudges him. What the hell is this? Could it really be the nest? For a second, Diaz allows himself the hope of being crazy. If there were ambush cats, and they did live in a nest, then this would absolutely be an entrance. If this isn't the nest, then what the hell is it? I'll call it in, bleats Rory. No, wait! Ha! What? You scared you're going to be proven wrong? It was only a matter of time, buddy. Ambush cats! Dust rises over the hill as Northwest Side answers the call. 20 spinning safetians breakdance to their location. Nicodemus scurries in front of them. He's in a state of absolute panic.
Diaz, get away from that!
The pharmacist pulls him away from the tunnel entrance and stands in front of it. Rory joins the black ram and nudges him proudly, as Nicodemus quickly scans the cave. The safetians arrive and groan in disappointment upon realizing they missed the fight. Nicodemus swallows dryly, his eyes bulging as he looks at all the safetians.
What is it?
Asks Diaz.
What do you mean, what is it? It's the nest!
Answers Rory. The safetians erupt in cheer. They frolic, dance and hug each other.
We found the nest! We found the nest!
They all cheer. Nicodemus didn't answer though, and Diaz noticed.
What is it?
He repeats.
You heard him.
Nicodemus grins.
It's the nest.
The salutations continue. Rory throws himself into Diaz and shakes some life into him.
Thanks to the stellar efforts of Diaz and Rory.
That's Team Alpha Watch, sir, interjects Rory.
Thanks to the efforts of Team Alpha Watch, we are even closer to ending the ambush cat menace. Remember, if you see something that looks like a nest, never ever go inside yourself. You do what Rory done and alert. Got it?
The healer's mouth disappears into his pale wool. It then swings out, showering the safetians in a generous deluge of juicy blues. They dive on the delicious treats and squabble over the spares as Nicodemus continues to talk over them.
This campaign is almost at an end. Your efforts will soon be rewarded. Sacrifices were made and sacrifices will be made. Praise the Elder.
Praise the Elder! Praise the Elder! Praise the Elder! The Pallars rejoice. Nicodemus walks between the herd and Team Alpha Watch. He makes uncomfortable eye contact with Diaz and shuffles his neck in and out, like a cat about to be sick. The black ram looks to Rory in confusion, but his friend is squirming in anticipation. Nicodemus cuds up a dark red paste. It breaks apart, falling to the ground in sticky clumps. Rory darts in to eat it, but the pharmacist stops him.
I don't dispense adreno cud very often, kid. Let everyone see you. Oh, how you'll shine.
He smiles with red stained teeth. Nicodemus then backs off and nods to the team before hobbling away. Northwest Side all get a good look at Alpha Watch's adreno cud, the fabled syrup held back for the exceptionally loyal safetians. Something about this sinister sludge makes Diaz's stomach turn. Rory stands over it proudly, making eye contact with a hillside of envious sheep. Some pretend to shrug it off like it's no big deal, while others full-blown mouth swear words at the lucky rams. Rory reads the apprehension on Diaz's face.
Really, buddy? Even now?
He says through a fake smile.
You go ahead, Rory. You earned it.
Diaz backs off. Rory gasps as the black ram offers the whole pile to him. The red ram checks again that everyone's watching and chomps the paste down with exaggerated mm-mm-ms. They were exaggerated at first, but on tasting this diabolic cocktail, he groans for real. Deep, guttural moans, losing himself in all the sensations this strange new high delivers. Everyone watches it. Everyone desires it. Rory swallows, licks his lips, and speaks.
Hail,